That was Mitsuki and Manda. This is Theo's pets. I have a toothache and a swollen face, so you won't see me much this video, but let's talk about feeding these snakes, shall we? Alright, so tonight is feeding night here at the house, and so let's go through a little bit of what we feed, how we do it, and who gets what, shall we? So in my freezer box here, I have a starter. This is a pinky rat. Both the baby corns, eat those. They should be eating mice, though. Manda has now started eating mice. He's turned into a little garbage disposal. Azula we're still having a little bit of trouble with. So I have a few options just in case she doesn't take that. I have a fuzzy mouse. You can see the difference there is this guy actually is old enough that it has fur, where the one before it was a rat and it was still in the pinky form, which is before it is matured enough to gain fur. Those go to the adult corn Kakashi. No, excuse me. I got that from Manda. This is for the adult corn Kakashi, which is going to be a larger fuzzy mouse here. And then last but not least, for Mitsuki the boa, we have an extra large rat. So now the trick to this is heating them up and so that they're not frozen anymore. So you want them warmed all the way through. So you need to put them in warmish to hottish water, not hot, definitely not boiling. Do not microwave them. If you cook these, it's actually detrimental to the snake. So what you want to do is you want to slowly heat these up to thaw out, which means sticking your hand in there, mushing them to make sure that they're thawed all the way through, putting hot water back into the container to serve them out of so that they're warm when you try to feed them to the snake. So I will show you that process here. So we're going to start with Mitsuki, I do believe. So alright, so I have the extra large rat floating in hot water. Now remember, this is not hot enough to cook the rat because it'll make the snake sick. Another thing to think about is I let the water actually waterlog into all of these rodents. The reason that is your snake actually gets a lot of its hydration from what it consumes. If you put water bowls and whatnot in the enclosures, you notice that they'll lay in them, but they don't really drink out of them too much. A lot of the moisture they'll get will actually be from the food. So what I like to do is let the water soak in through the nostrils and whatnot and actually fill up the body of the rodent before I feed it to them. So as you can see, it's just kind of floating and getting waterlogged there. So we're just gonna wait for him to heat up to temp. So, so with the large rat, it normally takes about 15-20 minutes. With the fuzzy mouse, we're probably looking about 10 minutes. When you start getting to the pinky stuff, you're looking roughly 5 to 7, depending on exactly how hot your water is. But it doesn't normally take too long. So, all right. So after 15-20 minutes now, the rat here, basically when I'm squishing it, I can feel its little organs and whatnot moving. Its legs will move, but it's still a little stiff because of the skeleton here, but then you can tell it's pretty much all the way done, all the way through. So we'll keep it in the hot water so it's warm when he goes to strike it, because if it gets too cold, he actually won't take it. So this one, Manda, which is the first corn snake, we actually feed him in a tub Now, most of the animals we feed in their enclosures. I feed in a tub because when we eventually start doing shows and whatnot, I feel like we should be able to show the eating process. Now, he is super comfortable eating in here. He lets me record him eating in here. He lets me move him back into the enclosure without regurgitating, no problem. So that seems to be the issue with feeding in tubs, is some snakes, it stresses them out enough where they will regurgitate or not eat. So most of our snakes, once again, eat in the enclosures. However, Mondo does eat in here. So we're going to get his rat, I believe I have for him this time, warmed up in here. So